You've just failed at something big. Your mind is racing, your confidence is shattered, and all you can think is, why me? But what if I told you that a Roman emperor, arguably one of the most powerful men in history, faced failure too and left behind advice so profound, it's still transforming lives 2,000 years later? Intrigued? Let's dive in. Welcome to Wisdom of Stoic. Today, we're unpacking the timeless lessons of Marcus Aurelius on how to deal with failure. Failure isn't just a momentary setback, it's a universal human experience. But what sets successful people apart is how they handle it. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-king, lived through plagues, wars, betrayals, and political strife. Yet, his journal, known as Meditations, reveals the inner workings of a mind that thrived in the face of adversity. His wisdom isn't just for emperors, it's for you. Point 1. Accept failure as part of the journey. Let's start with one of Marcus's core beliefs: failure is natural. He wrote, "Loss is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight." Failure isn't an endpoint, it's a signal to pivot, adapt, and grow. Think about his reign. The Roman Empire was crumbling at the edges, and a deadly plague was decimating the population. He didn't wallow in despair. Instead, he accepted the situation and focused on what he could control. Takeaway for us: when failure strikes, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What's within my power to change? Shift your mindset from victim to strategist. Point 2. Detach from external validation. Marcus reminds us, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Ever feel crushed because your efforts didn't get the recognition you wanted? Marcus's advice: stop letting external opinions define your self-worth. Here's a story. As emperor, Marcus faced constant criticism. Enemies mocked his decisions, allies betrayed him. Yet, he wrote, "Be satisfied with doing the right thing, and let others say what they will." If a Roman emperor could ignore the haters, why can't we? 3. Embrace the present moment. Marcus was big on mindfulness long before it became trendy. His advice: confine yourself to the present. Dwelling on past failures or worrying about future outcomes robs you of today's opportunities. During a war campaign, he'd often reflect on the importance of focusing on the task at hand, whether it was leading troops or writing his thoughts. Imagine treating every setback as just one moment in a larger journey. When you're present, you're not overwhelmed by regret or anxiety. You're simply solving the problem in front of you. Point 4. Align actions with virtue. One of Marcus's key principles was living virtuously. He believed that failure doesn't define you, your character does. He wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When faced with failure, it's easy to lash out, blame others, or take shortcuts. But Marcus teaches us to rise above. For example, during the Antonine Plague, instead of abandoning his people, he stayed in Rome, leading with compassion and integrity. What's your equivalent of staying in Rome when things get tough? Do you show up with honesty and grit, even when it's hard? Point 5. Reframe obstacles as opportunities. Perhaps his most famous advice is, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the Stoic superpower, turning setbacks into setups for growth. Here's an example: Marcus's failures as a military leader, losing battles, facing mutinies, taught him strategies that later saved Rome. The very things that seemed to break him ended up making him stronger. Next time you hit a roadblock, ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? Marcus Aurelius's timeless wisdom boils down to this: failure is an opportunity to grow, not a reason to give up. Accept it, detach from external validation, stay present, live virtuously, and reframe obstacles. These principles transformed his reign and can transform your life too. Now, let's keep this wisdom alive. If you found value in Marcus's lessons, Hit the like button and share this video with someone who needs a reminder that failure isn't the end. Subscribe to Wisdom of Stoic for more insights on turning ancient philosophy into modern success. And tell us in the comments, which of Marcus's lessons resonates most with you. Let's spark a conversation, the kind even Marcus would approve of.